In her 1987 memoir Minor Characters, American novelist Joyce Johnson reflects on her upbringing and early life, culminating in her relationship with Jack Kerouac. While delving into the lives of Kerouac, Allen Ginsberg, and other beat icons, Johnson notably highlights the significant but often overlooked role of women, referred to as the minor characters, during the tumultuous era of the Beat generation. This poignant narrative earned Johnson the prestigious National Book Critics Circle Award. Born into a prosperous Jewish-American family in Manhattan, Johnson initially embodies the archetype of an ideal daughter, bright, sensitive, and dutiful, during what she describes as the golden era of her childhood. However, as she matures amidst the backdrop of the Cold War and an increasingly disconnected government, she begins to sense a collective yearning within her generation. At the age of 13, Johnson's encounter with folk singers in Washington Square Park sparks a profound realization within her, an intense longing to belong amidst a community of shared loneliness. Embracing the bohemian atmosphere of the village and the outcasts of Columbia University, she adopts a subtle guise of nonconformity, symbolized by a pair of copper earrings she keeps concealed from the prying eyes of authority figures and conventional peers. Her romantic relationship ends abruptly, with her partner accusing her of being drawn to decadence, an accusation Johnson reluctantly acknowledges. Despite societal expectations of respectability, she finds herself increasingly disillusioned with conformity, recognizing it as a hindrance to her burgeoning aspirations as a writer. Enrolling at Barnard College, Johnson grapples with the stifling confines of traditional academia, which she perceives as stifling her creativity rather than nurturing it. As she embarks on her journey as a writer, she vows to embrace life fully, unapologetically embracing her true self, even if it means defying societal norms. Through Minor Characters, Johnson not only chronicles her personal evolution, but also sheds light on the often overshadowed contributions of women during a pivotal moment in cultural history, offering a compelling narrative that resonates with authenticity and insight. The writing instructor at Barnard imposes strict rules on his students, particularly discouraging the use of sentence fragments, which he deems inappropriate for effect, particularly for female writers. He suggests that true writers wouldn't be found in a college like Barnard, but rather out experiencing life on the road, a subtle insinuation that being a writer is not a suitable pursuit for women. Joyce Johnson becomes acutely aware of this double standard as she navigates the complexities of relationships with young men of her generation. By the age of 16, Johnson observes the guarded nature of young men, who protect something intangible they refer to as themselves, believing they have a mission in life that could be derailed by emotional entanglements. Through a mutual acquaintance, Johnson is introduced to poet Allen Ginsberg, who arranges a blind date with Jack Kerouac. Despite being a 21-year-old college dropout, Johnson foots the bill for their outing. Kerouac expresses a desire to be alone on a mountain peak, then casually suggests that Johnson move in with him. Despite his expressed dislike for blondes, they embark on a relationship. Soon after, Kerouac achieves fame with the publication of On the Road, becoming the face of the Beat generation. Over the next 2 years, Johnson, engrossed in her own writing project, is primarily known as Kerouac's girlfriend. This role comes with significant responsibilities, including managing his drinking and advising him on matters of fame. However, Johnson realizes she is not the object of Kerouac's deepest affection, which he reserves for dark-haired women. Additionally, she finds herself excluded from the masculine realm of artistic creation that Kerouac and his fellow Beats inhabit, relegated instead to the role of listener and supporter as she hears tales of their adventures and revelries. Constrained by the prevailing beliefs of her time, Joyce Johnson reluctantly internalizes the notion that moments of heightened intensity are exclusive to men in their interactions with each other. However, in her memoir, she endeavors to challenge this narrative. Interwoven with her own experiences, Johnson shines a light on the often overlooked women of the Beat generation. These women, typically relegated to supporting roles, were expected to fix male artists, maintain households, and sacrifice their own aspirations in service to their partner's creative endeavors. Johnson refuses to let these women be reduced to mere side characters in the story of the Beats. She delves into the lives of her friends Elise Cowan and Hetty Cohen, offering poignant accounts of their struggles and sacrifices. Cowan's life spirals into darkness as she battles drug addiction, ultimately succumbing to suicide. Cohen, on the other hand, supports her husband, the poet Leroy Jones, later known as Amiri Baraka, through his creative endeavors, only to be abandoned with their children when Jones renounces their marriage following Malcolm X's assassination. Reflecting on these experiences, Johnson acknowledges the impermanence that permeated her youth, yet she remains grateful for the sense of anticipation it instilled in her. While she still holds on to a youthful sense of expectancy, she recognizes that this anticipation is not synonymous with optimism or excitement for the future. It is instead a characteristic of youth itself, tinged with the sobering realization that life often unfolds in unpredictable ways. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.